Welcome, bounty hunters and Star Wars fans alike. It is your favorite Star Wars fan show on every Monday night. All bets are off! It is I, Jason the Tuscan Toast, in beautiful Miami, Florida. And with me, as always, is my cousin, Brian the Charismatic Carillion, in beautiful San Antonio, Texas, my hometown. Brian! Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How's it going, man?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a guest.
Other way around. Who's that? What is that?
What, did I go the wrong way?
Yeah, is that?
Get out of here.
Right, there you go.
Here, I'll just go this way.
What the hell is that? Is that a porg?
That is the new member. That is the new member of the All Fetts crew, right there.
Okay. All right. What does he have a name?
Belvedere.
Huh.
Belvedere has joined us on All Fetts Are Off.
Very, very appropriate.
We would
He's now going to be
if you would join us.
And very appropriate soundbite.
He is now going to be a regular fixture on All Fetts Are Off. He doesn't talk much, unfortunately.
Oh, so he would be a perfect co-host for you because you don't need me to piss you off every night.
Precisely. He's a little bit on the silent type.
Okay, that's what you like, huh?
A little bit.
Yeah, I bet that's what you like. Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that I'm easily replaceable, by a Star Wars chicken. So
a porg.
Star Wars chicken. It's a chicken.
It's a porg.
Where do you think chicken nuggies come from?
Chewbacca was a chicken, but it's a porg.
Yeah. That was such a disgusting scene. That was the one good. That was from.
Wait.
Oh no! Yes.
Which was more gross? Chewie with the porgs, or Luke with the milk?
That was pretty sick, but I think Luke kissing his sister was a little more disgusting.
He didn't know. Will everybody just get over that already? He didn't know.
That doesn't make it any more right. Come on, man.
Okay. Actually, there's two parts of that. One, and it's really interesting you bring this up because Anna and myself just went to go see Empire Strikes Back on its anniversary theatrical thing that they did this past week.
Where?
It went all over the place. It was released in multi-theater.
Oh, Alamo Drafthouse?
No, Drafthouse is still closed. Oh. So the ones that are open are Santikos and Regal.
Okay.
So we risk and went over there and checked it out.
Hey, as long as you did the right thing, wear your face mask, social distance, wash your hands.
Yep. Did all three.
You know how you do.
So, but so it's just interesting you bring that up. But I mean, really, honestly, let's be honest about this.
Okay.
One, he clearly didn't know. One. Two, she's the one that planted it on him, and she didn't know.
So, so they're both gross. They're both disgusting. Ew. But you know what? It's cool that you have something like that in the Star Wars universe because it's not like it doesn't make it so streamlined and regular now. Now you have a little bit of controversy and a little bit of scandal now.
What scandal? There's no scandal. I mean, once they learned they were brother and sister. I mean, the romance.
Yeah, it would have been better. Okay, look, if they did that, here's what would have made it more normal.
No, don't do this.
Yes.
Don't do this. Don't you dare do this.
This would have made it more normal, Brian.
You're going to bring up something just nasty. I already know you.
It's not nasty.
And we don't do nasty on All Fetts.
It's a social cue, Brian. Look, if they would have been like, you're my sister, we're related. And if they both would have been like, oh, we're brother and sister. Ew. If they would have done that, it would have addressed it. And then that would have been the end of it. They both would have not made it awkward, but all the way up through Return of the Jedi, we're just like, oh, okay, they found out they're brother and sister. They knew they kissed each other, and they're like, okay, cool, and they didn't even bring it up. Yeah, that's a little weird, man. If they would have addressed it, I don't think it would be a conversation right now.
While we're on this topic of The Empire Strikes Back and this whole deal right now with Leia being his sister and everything, for the longest time, everyone, when Yoda spoke the words, there is another, because Obi-Wan said that boy was our last hope. Yoda's immediate response was, there is another.
Yeah.
After Return of the Jedi came out, and after the scene where Luke makes a Force connection with her to be rescued out of dangling antenna from Bespin.
Uh-huh.
Immediately, everyone assumed and thought that Leia was that other, being that the Force connection was made.
So she was.
Well, I mean, could it be said that now that could be argued?
No.
Why not?
How?
Well, because I mean,
Who's
Jedi can see into the future, can't they?
You know what? If they were so good at seeing into the future, how come they didn't see what happened to them in Episode 3? Don't pull that crap on me, dude. No, that dog don't hunt, Brian.
No. Let's put that one on the back burner for the sake of argument right now. Let's just,
I'm gonna indulge you, but go ahead.
Well, hold on a second. They can see the future, but normally they can't see all the future.
But they couldn't see any of that? Oh my God, they got slaughtered, dude.
Yoda did say always in motion is the future. He said that.
No, he said...
So maybe
in motion the future is. That's what he said.
Maybe they can't see all the future, but they see bits and pieces of the future.
God. Okay, what was the point you were getting at?
Well, so maybe Yoda saw 30 years out.
You mean he saw so far into the future, he completely missed the Jedi genocide?
Yeah. So, I'm not done, man. So he sees like 30, 40, 50 years out and sees that Rey, in fact, is the last Jedi. And that Rey, in fact...
That is such a stretch. Man, that is such a stretch.
What?
That is...
But consider it. It wasn't... When it's all said and done,
yeah,
it was not Anakin that brought balance. It wasn't Luke that brought balance. It was Rey.
Okay, but then how do you explain Anakin Skywalker being basically Jesus? He was conceived by midichlorians and blah 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 blah. Why? I mean, why was it? Why did that happen? If he was supposed to bring balance, didn't bring balance, became the most evil, sinister being in the galaxy, right? Just to be that. You mean he was, or was it just to? You know what, man? I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this argument right now.
The word is that Palpatine manipulated the midichlorians so that Shmi would conceive.
Oh, you told me about this a long time ago.
And now that we know that Rey's father was a clone of Palpatine. Yes, that was...
Where was that? Yes. Where was that made evident?
That was placed in the Rise of Skywalker novelization.
Oh, you know I don't read. You know I can't read.
I'm well aware that you don't, but it's in there, so it's there. So, yeah, it's canon.
Okay. Maybe I should learn how to read.
So, again, it all leads to one big giant setup from Palpatine, the whole thing.
Oh, okay. It would have been cool if they would have added that, like, I don't know, in the movie.
By the way, like we've normally been doing the past 3 weeks, I believe another football game was played this past Sunday. How you doing this Monday?
So the real cowboy showed up. No, I have no excuse. The real cowboy showed up.
You got that right.
The real cowboy showed up. The Cowboys that can almost get there, but not quite, right? Because Dak Prescott is not worth the money that he wanted.
You're not. Kidding. You're kidding. But I got news for you.
Do you?
I got news for you.
Do you?
That's just the scratch of the surface of Dallas's problems this season.
All right.
They have tremendous issues defensively. But I mean, I'm sorry, but you're looking at a defensive squad. I'll just throw some small numbers at you, some small ones.
All right. Hey, you know what? Real quick, Brian. Since we don't have a whole lot of live viewers right now, but a lot of people come and they check out the show on Facebook afterwards and on YouTube afterwards. Why don't you pitch your Dallas Cowboys blog?
So, well, it's not only a Cowboys blog; it's an overall sports blog. Mm-hmm. It's called The Cheap Seats with Brian Donahoe. I've written several articles. I did write one summarizing the last 3 weeks of the hapless Cowboys. Weeks 1 through 3, just kind of put it in a small summary. Mm-hmm. It was the first piece I've written, and we've been pretty busy here at All Fetts, so It was the first piece I've written in about a month and a half or so. But basically, it was just a quick overshot of weeks 1 through 3 for them. And I basically go on there, and it's on a part-time basis, and I'll write pieces here and there covering some football, some baseball, some basketball. I don't really cover the other majors just yet. Tennis, hockey, or golf. I haven't gone that direction just yet. I'm sticking with the 3 majors right now.
You know what? I want to tell everybody out there, Brian. I read when you first started it, and I started reading some of your articles. I mean, they were Cowboy centered, which was of course appealing to me. But you are a very good writer. You are a very good sports writer, right? You put it in terms and context that is simple enough for just the common sports fan to read and understand. But those of us who follow it and really understand the game and kind of make it a religion of sorts can really appreciate it. So what I want to do is I want to post your group on our Twitch and everywhere else we post All Fetts Are Off, because guys, you got to check out his blog. It's great. It's a fun read. It's something to do while you have a few minutes just to read through. Guys, check out my cousin, man. He has a talent for writing. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So I wanted you to you haven't pushed it much, and I know you do it, and it's you're a very good writer. So I want to try to kind of push that out there for everybody to check it out. Oh, sorry, we got somebody here.
I don't know who you are or where you came from. From now on, you do as I tell you, okay?
Okay.
Well, we all know who that is.
We all know who that is. So we'll check that out. But yes, God, yesterday happened, and it just is. I'm just expecting it now. It's the norm.
You want the good news?
I could use
some.
There is
good news.
I could use some. Yeah.
So, what continues to work for them, like it did the prior 2 seasons, is that they reside in the NFC East, or
where everybody else sucks.
or better known as the NFC least. So,
clever.
At the present rate, they are currently tied for first place with a record
at 1-2
with a record of 1-2 with Team Washington. Now, coming in at the rear, you have the Eagles at 3rd place at 0-2, and then you have the Giants at last at 0-3. So, the shining light here is that Dallas could conceivably make the playoffs at 6-10. So, I mean, it's the playoffs are still there for the team regardless of the current situation right now.
But what's the point? You win your division, so you host a playoff game, right? You host a playoff game, you win your division with a losing record, and you get obliterated by a team that has a winning record in a better division.
One would hope after 16 games of mediocrity that they could figure out a way to push it to the next level by the wildcard game.
Well, look, there's always room for improvement, right? They played a Seahawks team that is really good and almost won. I had that, right?
They almost won because the Seahawks team is really good on offense and not on defense.
Oh yeah, they're just really their secondary needs a lot of help. But here's the thing with the NFL: there's a lot of injuries in the NFL.
And welcome factor COVID-19 into that. You had no preseason. You had off-season workouts cut short.
Yeah.
Players are going down with hamstrings and ACLs left and right.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you don't have the conditioning. It's right.
It's completely attributed to lack of conditioning. Absolutely.
Yeah, and football conditioning is different than any other conditioning that you will ever do. I mean, it's nothing like military conditioning. It's nothing like basketball conditioning. It's completely different. And
just ask Walter Payton.
Yeah, just ask Walter Payton. Just ask Sweetness. God rest his soul.
I never knew a player that conditioned the way he did. There was
a reason.
Unprecedented.
There was a reason that he was the way he was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That he was the way he was. And you know what? We don't really talk about this much. And I'm a huge fan of Deion Sanders, right? I have been since he was with the Falcons, right? And I have just been a huge fan of his for years for a lot of reasons. And that year that Michael Irvin was suspended for, was it 8 games, I think? was it 8 games for drug abuse?
Drug abuse?
Yeah, I think it was eight games.
Might have been 8.
I think it was 8 games that he was suspended, and it was the.
I
I don't think it might have been the year coming off of Super Bowl 30 or the year after. I'm not quite sure.
It was the year. It was. Oh wait, it was probably yes.
Okay, so yeah,
it was the year after.
Right, so it was the year coming off of their Super Bowl win, and so Deion Sanders was playing Iron Man football. Yeah, he was playing Iron Man football. And Sports Illustrated, even though I hate that publication, they did a very interesting article, and I'd like to try to go and find it, about his conditioning regime. It was called the Primetime Project. That was the name of the article. And what he was doing to prepare to be in that kind of condition to play both sides of the game. Your offense and defense. I mean, he didn't. I mean, he didn't come out of the game until Michael Irvin came back. And
that had to be unreal, man.
It was, but Deion Sanders was an absolute unit. I mean, this guy was just the epitome of athleticism at that time, and he used it, and he did very well at receiver. He did very well at corner, and Troy Aikman was targeting him quite often. During those first few games. I want to come back and look at it, and we'll talk about that, maybe some other time. Considering that this is a Star Wars show, and we're talking about
Star Wars podcast,
and we're talking about the freaking Cowboys, and all their infinite losing. So, but anyways, man, and just another sports news. We know it's going to be the Lakers and the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, which is very strange considering
how fortunate for ABC, right?
Yeah,
how fortunate that ended up. Could you imagine if it had been the Nuggets and the Heat?
No television audience whatsoever, considering you don't have people going into play or going in to watch the games. You have two of the largest television markets, the far East Coast versus the far West Coast, playing, in the NBA Finals, all here in Florida.
They don't have a whole lot watching right now, so that would have been an issue.
Yeah, all here in Florida. And, if I were LeBron James, I would be shaking in my boots right now because the Miami Heat, as much as I do not like them, even though I live in Miami, I'm a Spurs fan, Puro Spurs, these guys are dangerous. These guys are a force to be reckoned with. So... whatever. That's what's happening in the fake NBA season right now.
I think we should start to get into our Star Wars.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We've done our little sports rant that we do for.
Hey, you know what? This is our platform because you know what, everybody, this is really just for me and Brian to keep in touch. We don't see each other very often. I mean, he's on a completely different time zone, and
the Tuscans all the way out there in the outer rim.
Yeah,
I don't get out there too.
I'm out here in the outer rim, so you guys just are in for the ride. But anyways, that's
before we begin our topics. Let's make a shout out to our friends at Bad Customs with
Brianna.
With Brianna and their team and the things they're doing. It's a great group. Check out their stuff. Knickknacks, tumblers, shirts, keychains, the whole ball of wax, man. Just go. We got their links up here on our Twitch and Bad Customs at their Instagram and Facebook page.
Yes, and she is kind enough to share our video on her Facebook page, so all of her friends are able to watch as well.
Appreciate that.
So we welcome everybody from Brianna's Bad Customs Facebook page over to All Fetts Are Off. So thank you very much for checking us out.
Thank you.
So, and we'll have some more stuff coming up in October along with her and her team over there, and we'll talk about that later on.
Keep an eye out with all that stuff in October.
Yeah, October's going to be a big
month.
You
won't be disappointed.
Even though
October's going to be nice.
Even though it's for Spooky Ween, we're going to get spooky here pretty soon.
Hold on. Belvedere heard about October, and I got to calm him down. I got to calm him. He started. You couldn't see the inflection of emotion from him. He started getting a little crazy, so I gotta.
He looks super depressed, man. He looks so emo right now, man.
It's okay.
Brian, where did you get that thing? Where did you get that thing? A Carnival? Fiesta, Texas? Where did you get that thing?
Well,
sorry, man. Okay. Brian's breaking up. Thanks, AT&T. So until we can get him back and he stops freezing, whatever else is going on over there, I'm going to switch over to myself here. So, yeah, he has this giant porg thing, and I really don't know what it is. Oh, I think he's coming back. Hold on.
Am I back?
Oh, yeah, you're back. Okay, you're back. You're back. Okay, tell me,
okay.
where did you get this thing? Fiesta, Texas, Carnival?
I acquired Belvedere at a product launch for The Force Awakens, Snap Force Friday. It was they were doing a raffle at Target, and he was the prize from the raffle.
So, you won the raffle? You won something?
Yep.
That's great.
They were handing. You walked in as you were doing going to get the stuff, and they said, "Oh, here's a raffle ticket." I almost didn't want to take it because one, I never win raffles, and two, I wanted to get in and get to my next location to try and get more stuff. You know,
man, you are a purist.
Oh, actually, this wasn't The Force Awakens. This was the Last Jedi product launch for The Last Jedi. So, I mean, I wanted to get in there, and I wanted to get to my next place. So I was, the person was coming up to me with the thing, and I was already saying, no, it's okay. I got one thing. Oh, but I'm almost out of tickets. Please take this ticket. I said, okay. Took the ticket, and sure enough, I got everything I needed in my basket, and I started to head to the check stands, and I hear this number call, and then I stopped, and I said, man, that sounds kind of familiar. Nah, it couldn't be. I kept going in, and they called it again. I'm like, you know what? You better check.
What store
and
was
I looked.
This? What was this?
It was the one on Crossroads and 410.
No. Which one was it again?
Target.
Target. Okay. Target.
Yep. Target.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
So that was the time.
Neat.
The officer that was there, the security in the parking lot, he was kind of curious as I was stuffing him into the car.
Oh, the
that was a bit of a,
there was SAPD out there?
Yeah, that was a bit of a funny thing. Guy comes up from behind me and says, "Is everything okay here, sir?" And I turned around and I said, "Oh, it's just a pork." I don't know what else he thought who it might have been, maybe. And then he looked and he just had this weird look on him. He was like, "Well, you don't live too far from here, do you?" I was like, "No, I'm only about 5 minutes away."
Oh, man.
Probably stood from a distance and said, "Man, I only signed up for the off-duty pay time and a half. What the hell's going on over there?"
Yeah, man. It's best not just ask questions when it comes to Star Wars product launches and stuff like that. So,
No.
You know, man. I got to tell you what I do miss with all this COVID thing. The thing that I miss the most, right, and especially being here in South Florida, where this is such a huge market for this, is the comic book conventions, man. I mean, there are great comic book conventions down here, and there is the Florida SuperCon that they have here usually during the 4th of July weekend, and it got canceled, and it's a huge thing, and it's such a fun event to go to, and it's what I love about this is seeing everybody dress up in their favorite characters. There's a huge Star Wars following out there. Mm-hmm. There is all the vendors, and you can, I mean, even though you can kind of get this stuff on Amazon for cheaper, it's just kind of fun to kind of have it in front of you and help out your local vendors, or the vendors that go out there and they put on a presentation. I miss that so much, and I'm hoping by this time next year we are kind of closer to normalcy.
Hope so.
If of course we're doing it safely. I am in no position, and I am in no way trying to push things, but like everyone else, I do want normalcy back again in the safest way possible. But I miss that. I miss that. It's such a fun thing. The things that we are into, Brian, Star Wars, comics, Marvel, DC, all of these things. A lot of people think of it, or maybe it used to have the stigma. Maybe not so much anymore. It's more mainstream now. But this is a fantasy type world that we can kind of get ourselves into and dive and indulge in so many ways, because it makes your imagination just run wild.
It gives you an escape.
Yeah, and it's an escape, from the monotony of your normal day.
If you want pina coladas.
So, yeah, I miss that the most, and I wish we could get back to it sooner rather than later. But I am all for safety, and eventually we'll get back there, because we got.
I also want to welcome a new viewer right quick. We have a viewer that's hailing from the Central Catholic crowd.
No kidding,
From
a Central Catholic button.
from the class of 1994, Rick Rodriguez. Welcome to All Fetts Are Off.
Wow, we have a button. Wow, no kidding. Wow.
I like it.
Are they still called the Central Catholic Buttons? They didn't.
Of course they are. What's the matter with?
They didn't go with a better name. I mean, we all know that a button is a baby.
It's not.
rattler,
it's not. It's
baby
not just.
snake.
It's the mighty buttons. Thank you.
All right.
Careful now.
What do you mean? I went there too. I went there. Well, you went there. My dad went there.
Okay. Well then, yeah.
Yeah, but
show
still,
respect to the Fang, man. You show respect to the Fang.
Yeah, but nobody knows it's a Fang. You hear a button, you're like, button? Come on, man. I mean,
we haven't even gotten into debating the topics yet. Come on, man.
All right, fine. Let's
you
talk.
You gotta be kidding me here.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. Okay, well, what's our first topic? What do you want to talk about first?
All right, so let's. And also, Rihanna has joined us actually from Bad Customs. And
did she? Great.
Yes. She is right with you, man. She missed Alamo City Comic Con in the worst way.
Oh yeah.
So she's right with you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm hoping, now that I have a little bit more time on my hands, even though I'm still back in school.
Don't get comfortable that people are agreeing with you. Don't get comfortable with that because it's not going to last. Let
you know what, Brian? This is the only time, right, throughout my day that people don't agree with me. That's what I'm doing the show with you.
Just this 1 hour?
Yeah, you're the only one that's just like, you know what, Jason?
Okay.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm used to people agreeing with me, Brian. I'm so used to it. All right.
Oh, man. All right. Let's get to it. So,
yeah.
KEIRA Knightley. Do you recall KEIRA Knightley?
Oh, God, yes.
Okay. Do you recall that KEIRA Knightley was in the Phantom Menace?
Yes. She wasn't. Not Corday. What was she?
No, Corday was in Attack of the Clones.
She was. She was one of the doubles, right?
Correct. And you got a lot further in your recollection. She was actually interviewed a bit about her Star Wars role, and
she was young.
Let's remember she was very young. Yes, when
super young
she did the Phantom Menace. I want to say she was maybe 11 or 12, probably, maybe.
Was she?
But I think that's what she mentioned in the. She was extremely young, but or probably not that young. I'm trying to remember what they put in. Yeah, it's not that young, but she was young though.
Let me see.
And as she was trying to recall, she didn't recall the role per se, what was involved, or the character name. That they kind of had to jog her memory on it. Which, like you said, she was one of the doubles. She was one of Padme's bodyguard, and the bodyguard's name was Sabe. So, as they spoke to her about it, and she remembered, she had some vague
she was 15.
flashes of 15. There we go.
15 at the time.
3 to 4 years off.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just a teenager, just probably getting into her first films and all. I mean, I could see where that would be a little bit all, but shoot, if I did a Star Wars movie, I'd remember every single living detail about that role that I had, no matter what it was.
You know what, Brian? Everything from 18 on down is kind of a blur. It's a blur. I remember certain things, mostly bad things. But I remember certain things. I can understand.
I can too, but just telling you,
mm-hmm.
I think you would agree that if George Lucas asked me to play the trash can that was next to the Naboo fighter, I'd remember every single thing about being that trash can. Well, I would remember which characters threw their refuse into me.
Okay. Well, but here, here's the thing, and this reminds me of something. I think, who said this? I think it was, what was his name? Who played Frodo?
Who?
Frodo Baggins. Who played Frodo? What was his name?
Frodo Baggins?
Yeah. No. I'm sorry, it wasn't him. Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, man, search me.
Yeah, the guy who played Malcolm in the Middle. His name was Freddie Nunez. Freddie Nunez. So,
you know that he was in one of the Sharknadoes?
Those things were great, man. don't downplay Sharknado, man. Sharknado was awesome.
I figure you'd get after that.
It's stupid enough for me to love. No, Freddie Nunez, right, was a child actor, and he was in this show Malcolm in the Middle for a great deal of his youth, and he has been on multiple interviews stating that he doesn't remember most of it.
Much of it.
I don't think he remembered. He said he didn't remember all of it, and I mean I think he suffered from some other psychological issues, at the time, but. It has to be daunting, right, for a child at that age to be expected, especially for someone like him who is on a series, right? KEIRA Knightley did a movie which was, has a finite amount of time to film and then, of course, be released. But for someone like him who was on a show for a very long time, you are kind of expected to have the work ethic of someone in their mid-20s, right? At a very, very young age. It's extremely difficult for them. So I can understand where she's coming from because she was a child actor as well, and she was in commercials and other things like that. And then, she grew up and then was in a bunch of other movies, all the Pirates of the Caribbean and some other stuff that I don't quite remember or care about. But so yeah, I get where she's coming from just because I've heard it before. But then again, I don't remember much when I was 14 or 15 either. I remember a couple things, but I don't remember. I don't remember a few things,
But where I'm going with this is maybe it's not so much the H factor. Maybe it's, and this is what I've been saying for a long time. Maybe it's the fact that the Phantom Menace isn't all that memorable.
Mm-hmm.
A la The Last Jedi.
Uh-huh.
So maybe it's more along those lines. I mean, I'm not too sure I would want to have a running memory of Jar Jar either. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
God! God! What the Misa saying? God! What the Misa saying?
Gotta remember not to do that. But I could think of a lot of reasons that I'd want to forget that movie. A lot. Oh, I don't know. The 45-minute long pod racing scene, the fact that because he wanted just to take your ticket money and then have you leave the theater. I don't know. I I get that, but for 45 minutes of it, actually, what was more impressive were the Tuscan Raiders. But that's more along your lines. Given your call sign for the show, sir.
Okay, they couldn't hear me for a little while. I don't know what I did. I didn't press anything, or maybe I did.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know. See, okay, so we use OBS. Okay, let's tell everybody the technology behind All Fetts Are Off. Just real quick. Give it over. We don't have to be done at 8:30. We can be done. We can be done whenever we want.
Whenever we want.
Yeah, we can be done whenever we want. So I use OBS software, right, to actually run the stream, right? We use Restream to link to OBS software, and I use a key that I link to Restream, and it goes to the Twitch account, it goes to the YouTube account, it goes to the All Fetts Are Off, and it goes to the All Fetts Are Off Facebook, and it goes to my personal Facebook. So that's the technology that we use, and also we use Elgato. I use Elgato Stream Deck to do stuff like this.
God, what the Misa saying?
Works every time.
Stuff like that. So
never mind.
Yeah, so I pressed the two that you hate, right? So I pressed. I'm able to map out these buttons to either do a switch our scenes, right? We'll just go to like web view here, right? Or we can look at just a website, my camera, your camera or our camera. So this Elgato Stream Deck is actually really good to do these quick syncs because we don't have a producer. I'm having to do this all myself. So from time to time, I don't know why, and I had to try to figure this out. The microphone that I use here, right, which is a blue, it's called Blue Yeti, right, microphone. It's a USB microphone. Will sometimes mute, and I don't know what I'm pressing. I need to go in there and see. Maybe I'm doing a keyboard shortcut that's muting it, and I haven't looked into it yet. But this is the technology that we use, and it's a work in progress. I am not a film student. I took like a film production class at San Antonio College once, I think. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. And that's the extent of it. So everything that I'm learning here is just on like Reddit, other Twitch streamers, stuff like that. So we're getting better. Maybe we're getting worse. I don't know. but that's the technology that we do. And the great thing about this restream is we're able to see, if you look right there in the middle, right where my finger is pointing, we're able to see everybody's comments from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all at once. It's an aggregate, so it's great. So it works, but for some reason I mute from time to time. But thank you for letting me know that. All right. Anyways, let's carry on now that we kind of went into other things. All right. Go ahead.
You know, I think overall it was an experience that still she enjoyed doing it, and it's going to be one of those things that she can say that she played a role in Star Wars. That's something that not a lot of us can say, something that some of us would maybe kill to say, maybe, some of us.
You know, but here's the thing, Brian. You can be an extra. There's all sorts of media that's going to be coming out.
That's what I was telling you. If they had picked me to be the trash can in the scene, I'd have leapt at it, and I would have remembered every single thing about being the trash can. Nope.
Okay.
No question.
You want to be garbage. I got it.
For that movie, whatever they want to put me in.
If I was in a movie with KEIRA Knightley, yeah, I'd play garbage. She's hot. Well, okay, back then she was 15. God, okay, it's so weird.
Not surprised. Not surprised. At least that's your motivation.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's amazing the things that motivate me. No, it's not really. It's actually really simple and barbaric and just caveman what motivates me.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, very very caveman, the things that motivate me. Okay, do you want to... What else we got? We got Mace Windu, and we have something else, right? Okay,
so I got a question for you.
So why do you want to talk about Samuel L. Jackson?
Well, I got a question for you. I mean, it's a question that I have.
Okay. So,
do you feel that he's really dead?
I mean, in Star Wars, I mean, anything is possible. I mean, look at what happened to the Emperor. He got electrocuted, and he got thrown over a little bridge or something into.
There's all this scuttlebutt that he survived.
Okay, he got his arm chopped off, and then he got thrown out of a window, right?
Let's break it down first. Let's break it down.
Right.
Let's break it down a little bit better. So.
Okay.
Yes, he did get his arm chopped off by Anakin. That was the first thing.
Right.
That happened.
Right.
But then after that, then he got a full assault of Force lightning by Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Then after taking on full Force lightning, then with that, he's forced out of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Which is who knows how many stories. So, what, like 20, 30 stories up?
Uh-huh.
Roughly. Maybe 15 stories. I don't know. I feel a copyright hit coming. I know it. I feel it.
I love that scene so much.
Yeah.
Because just the face, right, on Palpatine. Unlimited power!
Oh man, that was a really bad imitation.
Why would you say that? I mean, just electrocute the guy and just kill him. I mean, why do you have to throw that in his face? Unlimited power?
He's the emperor, man. He's got to get the last word. He's the last word.
Yeah, I guess so. True politician, right there. Got to get the last word in.
But so I guess the question becomes: it's not so much whether or not he could survive an appendage being cut off. Clearly, he could. Clearly, a Jedi could survive that.
Well, let me ask you this, right? It's a lightsaber, right? So it generates a certain amount of heat, right?
Right.
Right? So, you think if you get your arm, right, sliced off right there, right? Don't you think it would cauterize?
No, it's going to instantaneously cauterize the wound. No question.
Yeah. God, am I saying
no question.
Right?
So he's going to survive the arm being cut off. We know this. So the question is now we're down to two things. Did he survive the Force lightning, and did he
cauterize? Sorry, I
right,
gotta get that right. Get my English correct.
It's now narrowed down to two factors. Did he survive the Force lightning? Mm-hmm. And could he survive being the fall?
Right. So it's not the fall that kills you; it's the landing.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's like it's like what they say. You don't have to have a parachute to go skydiving. You need a parachute to go skydiving twice. Yeah,
okay.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay.
Come on, man. I can throw some clever stuff out there, man.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
So, maybe potentially he managed to land on a speeder, or.
All right, hold on. Before we start throwing out conspiracy theories, Fox News, what? Where are you getting this from? You brought this topic up. Is it just you? Or is this your theory? Or where is this coming from?
No, there's all kinds of scuttlebutt out there that he survived the fall.
Yeah, but like, what is it? Bloggers? Or is this coming from like insiders of the Star Wars? Is it coming from Disney?
No, not from Disney, but just fans in general. So much so.
Oh.
So much so.
Uh-huh.
That when the guy that did the fan film of Vader, which he still hasn't finished the second part of it.
Is that the one we saw on YouTube that one time?
Yes, it's very good.
Really good. Really good.
So if you notice at the end of it, he's alluding to the fact that Mace Windu lived. Because Mace Windu is on Naboo and he's going to confront Vader.
Okay. It would have been really cool it would be really cool if we see him in Mandalorian.
Yes, but...
But what?
Not only are you talking about him surviving everything that happened on Coruscant with the duel from Palpatine, but now you're talking about him being really old. Like, really old.
Well, I mean, Samuel L. Jackson has aged since Episode 3. I mean, it would be fine.
Not that much. Not that much.
Okay, let's see. How old is Samuel L. Jackson?
He's not in his 80s. I know that.
No, but I mean, you can put some makeup on him. He's 71, bro. He's 71 right now. He could totally play it. He could totally.
No.
Yes, if he can pull Nick Fury at 71 years old, yeah, man, he can pull Mace Windu.
Okay, but I mean, what? Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So Episode 3 is
how old would Obi-Wan Kenobi? How old would he? I mean, if he survived, I mean, he still could have been living. I mean, yeah, make him in his 80s, 85. Make him an old man. That's okay. It's cool. You can totally do it. He doesn't have to get up and do anything. He can just be there. Hey, MFer. He has to. Come on. That we were waiting for him to say that the whole Star Wars, 1, 2, and 3, for him to say.
Well, as we broke down the trailer for The Mandalorian 2 last week, I mean, we are heavily assuming that he's on Ilum, on that ice planet, which is a planet that is key to the Jedi mythos. So, if he's going deep into the Jedi mythos, I mean, who knows what Jedi we're going to see?
True.
Who knows what... I mean, because Filoni is all about dropping the bomb on you. That's what he's been doing since he started Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
All he does is drop one bomb after another.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in Clone Wars, we got revealed the fact that there was the Force planet with the character known as the Father, and then the son and daughter, and then
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, I'm sure because you don't watch the Clone Wars on a regular basis.
I don't watch anything on a regular basis.
I
Actually, I am just finishing the last season of House of Cards. I'm not really impressed. Actually, it makes me really disgusted. You know.
Wait, the last season?
Yeah, episode.
Why did you watch that? That's like a complete. The only seasons of House of Cards you watch is probably 1 and 2.
No, everything else is pretty good, but it was just. It makes me feel really disgusted to be involved in politics. Ugh, my God. I gotta stop watching that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Well, as soon as they got rid of Kevin Spacey, the whole thing was just over.
Yeah, this is just. It's getting.
Of course, one understands why they could not continue with Kevin Spacey.
True.
I mean, you understand that.
True.
But still, doing it without him was impossible.
Yeah.
It was impossible.
Yeah.
It was just impossible. So, what side of the fence are you on, man? Do you think that Mace Windu could have survived, or do you think that?
I think in the context.
Do you think
I think in the context of
over?
the context of story, the context of storytelling, yes, he could have survived. In the Star Wars universe, in the Star Wars universe, I don't believe he did. In the Star Wars universe, I don't believe that he did. No.
But for the wanted to put the shock of the century into the Mandalorian 2, there's a way to get it done. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, that would be the shock of the century, and I would love it. I'd be all over it. All over it.
I mean, considering everything else that got leaked out like far before it went into the trailer, you got to figure that they've got to have one bomb in their pocket that nobody knows about.
Well, think about it. Isn't that a great way to end season 2? Maybe have a cameo with him at the end of it, and then that leads into season 3. That would have people coming back.
I'll lose it if that goes on. I'll just lose it.
That would have people coming back for season 3, man. That would totally
do
that.
I mean, how do you go back and then explain that he's not anywhere else? He's not anywhere between episodes 4, 5, and 6. Nowhere.
Well, because he's heavily disabled. He did lose a whole arm, and then he maybe had to survive a fall. I mean, there's all sorts of ways you can spin this, bro. There really is. You know, you can spin it any way you want.
I could see that.
Or maybe he's a puppet master in other ways. Who knows?
Okay, I'll let you have that for now.
I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, it's just an idea. You know, I'm not saying.
Right.
I mean, more likely than not, that's not going to happen. But
I mean,
it could. Samuel L. Jackson is well embedded within Disney right now because he's coming back for a Marvel spinoff as Nick Fury.
Yeah, Nick Fury's going to get a Plus series.
He's going to get. He's going to get a Plus series. So we're going to see that. And we got some really other cool stuff coming up on Disney Plus for the Marvel universe. I know our Star Wars show, but they got the Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming up. The WandaVision.
Well, that's Falcon and Winter Soldier is now back to 2021 for sure.
And that's okay. I really don't expect much until 2021 anyways. But WandaVision looks creepy.
Strange.
Good. Yeah. It looks very, very, very strange.
I'm trying to figure it out as I watch the trailer.
This is how I think. This is how I'm thinking. And I really want people to listen to this. So, do you remember a show called St. Elsewhere back in the day? Back in the
Hospital
80s?
show?
Hospital show. St. Elsewhere. Right. So, at the very last episode, there was, at the very end of the show, it switched to a young boy, right, who had a snow globe, and inside the snow globe was the hospital, St. Elsewhere. And the idea is that the whole show and series was inside his mind. And I think he was autistic, I think. So, yeah. Okay. So, and other shows have done this, to include Roseanne, the show Roseanne. So it's the Tommy Westfall universe, and this spawned a theory of an entire universe right, for television shows. So this entire St. Elsewhere show is fictional in his mind, but there were other spin-offs from St. Elsewhere. And the hypothesis is that the Tommy Westphall universe, he's an autistic boy, that this entire universe is within his mind, to include St. Elsewhere, Homicide: Life on the Streets, The X-Files, Law and Order, because there has been tie-ins to all of those shows by one character or another. It's absolutely incredible. And I urge you to take a look at it. It's simple on Wikipedia. Tommy Westphall. Westphall. So look at that. So
Okay.
if we look at WandaVision, I think that this is all within, Wanda's mind, right? Because we all know that Vision died. He died at the hands of Thanos. So she's imagining this entire weird universe in her head, how it would ideally be with a life with Vision, because they were an item at the time. So that's all in her head. That's it. But it's still going to be fun to watch. But that's all inside of her head. And you kind of see that, right? Because in the trailer, right, Vision helps some lady in a car, and he asks her, are you okay? And then she says, yeah, are you? And he says, why would you ask me that? Because you're dead. We all know it's messed up. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see it. It looks super interesting. I know it's going to be like that. It's all going to be inside of her head. Same thing with Roseanne. The last season of Roseanne, they won the lottery. They were living a lavish lifestyle. But the cliffhanger before the final season was, what is his name? The dad. What was his name? Oh, God. Jesus. John Goodman. John Goodman's character, Dan, had a heart attack at the end of the season before the last season. So he had a heart attack, and then that was the cliffhanger. And then the final season was him recovering. They won the lottery. They were going all over the place. They were having adventures. And then the last episode was her writing a book, and that he had actually died from the heart attack. And that was her, vision of how things would happen had he survived.
Huh.
Cool stuff. It really is cool stuff. There's a lot of good writing out there and a lot of good shows that have these interesting twists. And I don't think they're fully appreciated, but it's...
Of course, they brought Roseanne back before she got kicked off.
Yeah, and now they're going to bring it back without her. Okay. I get it, man. I just kind of think that you just need to stop and just call it a day. Just go with something else, man. But that's what we're expecting. That's what I'm expecting anyways. But we need to talk about the really cool thing that I like.
Which is what?
Star Trek, Star Wars crossover.
Yeah, go ahead and queue up your YouTube.
We're gonna bring it up. Garbage. Okay, let's. This garbage. God, I hate you sometimes, man. Come on, man. All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead. All right. So
recently, Mark Hamill and Patrick Stewart teamed up for, I think it was a Grubhub commercial.
Okay. Uber Eats. Let's check it out.
There we go.
Tonight,
Uber Eats.
I'll
Uber
be
Eats.
eating a veggie cheeseburger on ciabatta. No tomatoes.
Tonight, I'll be eating 4 cheese tortellini with extra tomatoes.
So it's come to this. Thank you.
Bravo. Careful, Hamill. Daddy's
awesome.
not here to save you.
Oh, I am my daddy. Wait, what? Tonight, I'll be eating roasted cauliflower tacos with spicy chipotle sauce. Thank you. Oh! Yeah! I wasn't ready!
You want cheese to go with that wine? Tonight, I'll be eating chicken tikka masala with garlic naan.
I don't know what any of that
Cheers.
stuff is.
I win again. Patrick.
That's Sir Patrick.
Ooh.
Oh, that was awesome. He did the Joker. The Joker kind of. Brilliant. Oh, that's great stuff, man.
So it appears
Yeah.
that Patrick Stewart had such a great time doing this.
Oh, I hope so. He's such an
That-
awesome actor.
He would like to have a Star Trek Star Wars crossover.
You can totally do it. Oh
Nope.
my god! Yes,
Nope.
they're both
Nope.
in space.
Nope, and I prepared for this. I've got
Oh,
absolute 100% irrefutable fact. Over.
wait a minute. You have what? Say it again. You broke up.
I have absolute 100% irrefutable fact, undeniable fact,
Okay.
concrete rock fact that you cannot cross them over. Cannot be done.
Why? Why?
So you're like a Trekkie. You are. I'm sorry, but let's just say it.
Yeah,
You're-
I am.
The Tuscan Toast is a Trekkie.
I am.
And I have to admit,
Mm-hmm.
dabble in the Trek. I'm not maybe a Trekkie, but I definitely follow it.
Mhm.
So the Tuscan is going to understand what I mean when I say this. So what is the single most consistent commonality between all the Star Trek adventures?
Science.
No.
What?
What's the one thing you hear every single time in the movies and the episodes?
Live long and prosper.
Besides that.
Space: The Final Frontier.
Besides that.
Voyage of the Star Trek Enterprise.
Besides that.
The Prime Directive.
So when the captain is talking about the current status of things in their log, what's the one thing they mention every time? What's the first thing they mention?
The captain's log.
Okay, right after that. Immediately after that.
The star date. The star date.
Perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
So each and every single time you have a star date,
Right.
you know, beyond shadow of doubt, you know at what point in time that's taking place.
And we also know that you can time travel in Star Trek.
Hang on a minute.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
going to hang on a minute.
No, you. Yeah, you are.
Okay, carry on.
So, Star Wars lets you know from the crawl, before the crawl,
Mm-hmm.
that it takes place a long time ago.
Right.
A long time ago.
What's a long time
signifying-
ago? That's subjective.
Hey, it's before. We know that much.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have Star Trek taking place in all these star dates in the future,
Mm-hmm.
where Star Wars, by its own introduction, is in the past.
In the past of what? Of our past.
Long past.
Okay. So we know that you can time travel in Star Trek. We know that.
All right, so what you're talking about now is shotting around the sun and ending up in Star Wars timeline. That's what you're talking about right now?
Sure. I mean, they did it in First Contact also. You know that when they went back and then they had to destroy the Borg that was going to go and try to destroy. Well, they're going to try to destroy the first warp ship coming out of Earth by Ephraim Cochrane.
Why do you want this to happen? Why do you want this to happen?
This is because this will finally tie the two fan bases together. Marvel and DC do crossovers all the time, bro.
Have you lost your mind? What
Constantly.
What gives you the idea that the two fan bases want anything to do with each other?
I don't know, to hook up. but it's fun, Brian. It's a fun thing. It's not Republicans versus Democrats on this thing, man. They both have stars in it.
No.
Okay? So we've only seen one star being trekked in Star Trek, but we haven't seen any wars between stars in Star Wars. All right? So
somehow that goes back to the aerodynamic lobster, right? Somehow.
Do you want me to bring it up?
No, I don't. I don't. But look, let's take the Federation fleet, okay?
Okay. Oh, yes, let's do this. Yes.
Let's take the Federation fleet.
Okay.
And put it up against the Imperial fleet.
Right.
You and I both know that the Federation fleet wouldn't last 5 minutes against the Imperial fleet.
Are you sure about that?
Beyond question. I mean, what's the biggest ship the Federation fleet has? What's the biggest one?
The largest one? Okay. Well, I mean, what universe are we talking? Are we talking next generation, current, or are we talking about
all of it?
The Enterprise. The Enterprise.
The biggest ship they had.
The Enterprise.
Was the Enterprise because it was in the next generation it was a Galaxy class starship, right?
Correct.
That's the biggest one they got.
Right. It's the flagship of the Federation.
So that thing is about
that thing is a marvel of science and technology.
Okay, sure.
Carry on.
So what? Like it's dwarfed by the Star Destroyer Executor? I mean, really?
Yeah, but think about it. You have other starships, right? Okay, so I have no doubt that the Star Trek universe has better tacticians, military tacticians than Star Wars does. Oh yes. Better military tacticians.
Okay.
Yes.
Other than Picard and Kirk, I don't know where you're going.
What do you mean other than Picard and Kirk? Sulu?
Other than Picard.
Sulu was an awesome tactician. Captain Sulu of the USS Excelsior.
Sulu was an awesome tactician because he put the Excelsior in the way
Admiral
Admiral
Janeway. Come on, these were amazing tacticians, right?
Amazing, no less. Now they're amazing tacticians.
Amazing tacticians, right? And I don't think that you can have so you have what's called violence of action and fire superiority. Okay, I have no doubt that the Star Wars universe has both because of their massive ships, right? However,
and you're saying there's no military genius in there, none.
No, because they keep being defeated, right, by the equivalent of farmers and pitchforks going after them.
So
the
done?
rebellion.
Zero?
The rebellion.
None?
The rebellion.
So Grand Admiral Thrawn was nowhere in the Imperial Army anywhere.
Who's that and where did he come from?
Are you serious? Who is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
I kind of know who he is, but who is he and where did he come from?
Well, he originated in the Timothy Zahn novels trilogies. That's where he originated. But
okay, is he that blue guy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me about the blue guy. Why is he an amazing military tactician?
I mean, he's basically your Leonidas of the Imperial Army.
Okay. So they dine in hell. I get it.
No. Leonidas was, as you say, a brilliant tactician.
He died.
Okay.
Not so brilliant, is he?
Really? He died because they were betrayed by Hunchback. That, I mean,
according to the movie.
Would you have been able to come up with the plan to funnel everybody through those two mountains?
No. I'm a businessman. Okay. I got a business degree.
Well, there you go.
And I'm only enlisted in the Marine Corps. I didn't go to committee.
Look,
staff
bottom line. All right. The Federation fleet would be wiped out. They'd be wiped out.
Nah.
Wiped out.
Nah, they'd find a way.
Eradicated.
They'd find a way.
Really, would they?
Yeah. If you had Picard, oh man. Game over, buddy. Game over. That guy could rule the galaxy if he wanted to. If he was evil. I love this argument, man, because it's giving you a headache. It's making me feel so good.
You know, I mean, they may have Picard, but he's no Darth Vader. I mean, look at what Darth Vader did to the crew of the Tantive 4.
The what? The what? What is that? The Tainted Four?
The crew of that blockade runner that was both in Rogue One leading into Episode 4.
Oh, that was the name of the ship?
The style of ship is a blockade runner, and the name of it is the Tantive 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what I just realized? Oh my god. Oh god, I'm such a horrible Star Wars fan. He's been on that ship twice.
Actually, I take it back. He hasn't.
What?
He hasn't been on the ship twice. No.
No, he was on that other ship.
In Rogue One, he was on the battle cruiser that was holding the Tantive 4.
That's right. He wasn't on that ship. Okay, so he wasn't. And they were able to release and blast off before, but okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you looked at the melee he went through on that one.
That was beautiful.
I mean, you put him on a Federation ship, it's over. Game over.
You
Game
think
over.
So?
What are they gonna do? Stun him?
Force fields?
Huh?
Force fields?
Force fields, really?
Yeah.
Force fields.
Yeah. Fields of force.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They had shields on Hoth too. It didn't work out too well.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I will take the intellect and the prowess and the tactical knowledge of Federation officers over Imperial officers and Darth Vader any day. I will do that. And I said it. Yes. Even though this is a Star Wars fan show. Dun, dun,
The bottom line is you cannot cross the two of them together. You can't do it.
Well, not with that attitude, Brian. You can't.
It's like trying to cross Marvel and DC together.
They've done it.
In the movies?
Not in the movies.
They're not going to in the movies. You know why?
That'd be cool. Imagine if you had Deadpool as a member of the Avengers. Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
Tell me why it wouldn't happen in the movies.
I mean, it could.
No, it can't.
I mean, sure it could.
No, it can't.
Well, just because they're owned by two different companies?
Exactly.
Warner Brothers and Disney?
Exactly.
But look at what Sony and Disney are collaborating. Sony and Disney are collaborating with the Spider-Man series. It can happen.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that.
It's not safe to say. There's nothing safe to say, brother.
And I hate to say it.
I don't think.
No, it's safe to say, and I hate to say.
I don't think you hate to
that
say.
Sony got the better part. Sony got the better part of that deal.
Well, sure, because they have the PS5 coming out, and I'm pretty sure that damn thing is a Decepticon.
No, that's not why. Sony got the better part of that deal because they 86 Disney on it. That's why.
Well, sure. I mean, but dude, they knew what the fans wanted, and the Spider-Man, these new Spider-Man series came out, and it was doing really, really well. It was doing well. It was doing great, and it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is doing equally well. So it only helps Sony to be involved and to be in bed with Disney. And then when the Decepticon comes out and it takes over my entire apartment, it's going to be great.
Speaking of Decepticons, the War for Cybertron Earthbound trailer is available.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which I'm pretty sure you still haven't seen War for Cybertron Siege yet, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. Yep.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. What have I been doing?
I don't know.
That's such a good question. Brian,
Yeah.
you gotta check up on me more, man. I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Oh boy.
Have you seen my baby Yoda back there? We haven't addressed that. We haven't addressed the elephant in the room, the little baby Yoda.
Child.
Brian,
Or
don't
the
do this.
asset.
Don't do this. You're an asset.
I will do this.
You're being an asset right now. Just this is my chicky nuggy loving baby Yoda.
Chicky nuggy loving.
Yeah, chicky nuggy loving. Yeah, courtesy of Dreaming for Escape. So thank you. It is a cherished possession of mine, and he's just chilling right there next to my work computer. And yeah, they got him at Costco apparently. So,
Very nice.
So you have Mr. Belvedere sitting over there, and I got Chicky Nuggy loving Baby Yoda, and yeah, so there we go, man. So have we talked about all of our topics tonight? Yeah, I think we did, right? We
have one that we can shelve, but I think,
what's the other one? What's the other one? What was the other one we were gonna talk about?
The last one was a bit of a collector's corner.
Oh, let's talk about it. That's my actually. I love talking collector's corner, man. Because I like seeing the things that you're super into.
So why don't you go ahead and hop over to HasbroPulse.com?
Oh, okay, sure. Give me 1 second. I'll bring that up.
And I gotta say, I'm really upset over this one. So more so than all the other ones we've talked about, man.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Go into the search and search the Armorer.
Okay.
Oh man, look at that.
Is that it right there?
Go through the pictures on that.
Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, wow. It's an action scene right there.
All the way down to the packaging. It's amazing. Oh.
Very nice. Look at that. Ah, that's good.
Yeah, so try and order it.
Sold out, buddy. You can't even order it.
You know when it was sold out?
Minutes.
Yep, 3 minutes after it hit the link.
Minutes. Just like the stupid Xbox and the stupid PS5 Decepticon. Yeah.
So one word, my friends. Bots.
Yes.
This has got to stop.
Well, we talked about this. We had an amazing discussion about this.
We have talked about it ad nauseum.
But this is the way that you get away from it, man. For something that you come out with all the freaking time, dude. Make some extra income. Make a microtransaction monthly, right? Where someone like you, who is super into this, pay a monthly subscription fee or yearly, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? And it gives you priority access to these things, right? So it doesn't allow a bot to go in there and just simply pre-order. To just click a button, go to a cart and do that. You have to be a subscribing member.
Incredible. All the way down to the packaging, this thing was incredible. And
it is.
No one could get in on it because it was just one and done before you even could click.
It does. It has to stop because there's going to be a tipping point. There's going to be a tipping point where people are just going to say, you know what? I give up. Because how do I compete against a computer, right? They can think faster than I can blink, right? There's just no way. Same thing for the Xbox Series X. Same thing for the stupid PS5. There is no way that we, as a human being, could have honestly pre-ordered it. I know there were some people that were lucky. Good. Great for you. What about people like me, right? I'm more than willing to pay for this thing, and I did my best. I was there. I was online. I was waiting until 11 a.m. here Eastern Standard Time on all three. I was on Target, GameStop, Best Buy, and Microsoft Store, trying to get the Xbox Series X. And right as I kept refresh as fast as I could, and I still couldn't get it. I was logged into every single one, and I could not get it.
But this isn't like the Star Wars figures in the case with the gaming consoles.
Well, because eventually it will be available. Yes, I understand. Yes.
Eventually these things will be all over the shelves. I'm never going to see this again. So that, especially with it being a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, the only other time I'm going to see this is either on eBay or Amazon at a ridiculous price point.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's absolutely garbage. And it says this pre-order will be available to ship on approximately October 14th. But you can't even pre-order it anymore.
No, you can't. It's done.
There has to be a way. There has to be a way in the infinite wisdom of all of these companies to allow actual human beings, right, to be able to pre-order this thing, right?
The only solution to this More so than your micro purchase idea. The only solution to this really is for people, and I'm calling on everyone. This is going to be hard, what I'm asking for. But I'm calling on everybody with disposable income. You know who you are. You find a stack of $100 bills and see what you can do to burn it. Those are the ones I'm talking to. All you guys need to stop buying from vultures, please. Just don't pay the $300 for it. Don't do it. Just
wait, dude. People pay $300 for this crap?
I'm exaggerating a bit, but some do. But I mean,
what would this? Okay, so this is $29.99 retail. What would this go for on eBay?
I would be surprised if you see it for as much as $150.
Don't be stupid and buy this thing for $150. That's stupid.
Don't do it, guys.
God, that is so stupid.
For those that are doing it, you're the entire reason these guys go and wipe them out.
Screw this thing and screw Hasbro for not coming up with a better way for a human to actually buy this. They are leaving money on the table right now, allowing people to go, right, or bots to go and buy this, ship it to them. They throw it on eBay, $150. Hasbro's losing out on money. A lot of money.
Go to eBay right now and just see what one's going for. I'm curious.
Okay.
They probably already got them posted. I wouldn't doubt it.
Hold on, I'm going to switch over real quick because I don't want anybody to see my password. $174. You have got to be kidding me.
Just about 25 over what I was guessing. Good.
And then $172, and they have the audacity to charge $5 for shipping. The audacity. Screw all of you. That is stupid. I don't even want this. I'm angry for Brian.
For those out there, I'm pleading with you. For the few that are seeing me, do not buy from what's called a vendor. Don't do it. If we stick the vendors with it collecting dust on their shelf, we will be able to get this stuff eventually at retail because they'll stop. The more they are able to mark up at 120%, 130%, the more they're going to wipe out inventory.
From Japan, $80.95. Buy it now, free shipping. What's going on here? How is this sponsored? This is garbage. I'm telling you, the manufacturers, the actual vendors of these products are leaving so much money on the table by not having some sort of subscription service or someone like you, a huge fan, that will buy this stuff as it comes available, right? You pay a premium or whatever to have priority access to these products. They are leaving money on the table. Look at all these jerks, right? Making $174. $174 off of something that's sold for $30.
See, and they're posting it. They're posting it, and they don't even have it yet.
No, because they're expecting it. They have the pre-order. I want to know what this crap is. Is this already released in Japan? I mean, $80 is better than $174. But that looks. Look at that.
I still wouldn't pay it. I still wouldn't pay it.
No, I'd pay for that Mario.
Yahoo!
Yippee! Yeah, I would. Anyways, man. All right, let's not get angry. Let's not get angry tonight. It's Monday night. It's Monday Night Football.
Let's not end angry. Yeah, it's Monday Night Football.
The Ravens are playing. Wait a minute. Who are the Ravens playing?
The Chiefs. Should be a really good game.
The Chefs. Yes. Rematch. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be really good. Okay, so we pretty much talked about it.
We covered a lot.
Yeah, we covered a lot. We went over a little bit, but that's okay, man. I mean, who cares? You know, people will either see it or not and get bored or whatever. So.
Yep.
But anyways, man. Okay, so our next show is going to be in the glorious month of October, which is Spooky Ween, and then of course we have Mandalorian season 2 debuting. So it's a big month for us. We
It's gonna
have
be
a
a
lot
great
to talk
month.
about.
It's gonna be a great month. October's gonna be a great month.
We have all sorts of stuff going on for all of the viewers to get involved and to be interactive. It's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it, man. We'll call it a night. We'll watch some Monday Night Football, and then we'll chat next week. How does that sound, dude? All right.
Yep. Thanks to everyone that checked us out today. Thanks to our partners at Bad Customs. We always appreciate you guys looking in on us.
Brianna, thanks for sharing the stream on your Facebook page. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right, man. So, so Brian, stay safe. Enjoy your Star Wars chicken that's to the left of you, and we'll check you out next week, man. We're gonna yub nub out of here, man.
Gonna yub nub out of here.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.